Okay, my name's Natasha Kmeto, and I had a multitude as a musician of things to present on tonight, but the thing that struck me the most to present is surviving the music industry as a woman. I'm a singer, producer, writer, and so I have experience on a lot of those fronts. It's definitely a topic that's been making headlines recently, and is definitely making, it's touching upon a lot of things that are near and dear and close to my heart. It's something that is brought up in nearly every interview and post-show exchange I have with people. And as a feminist, I'm elated that that's something that's sort of coming into discussion more. Even big names like Beyonce are starting to throw the F word around, and it's being brought into focus. It's bringing into focus more age-old adages of what roles women play in the music industry. I think almost every female artist I know struggles with issues like women being cast in the role as decorative sex objects to market and sell music, as opposed to being celebrated for the roles creatively that they're playing. And I think it's purely just out of what roles we're used to seeing women in. I think it's a time to change that dialogue, and I think the way to do that is through inspiration. So I'm going to talk a little bit about myself. Although these paradigms have affected me very much in my personal life, for some reason it didn't seem to be as much of an issue in my career early on when I started. And I have to give most credit in that to my friends and family and the community I was in. I was a very musical child. I grew up in a very musical household. Always had instruments and or tennis rackets around to play with. And I have to give a lot of credit to my parents because I was never really princessed as a female child. I was kind of treated on equal ground as my older brother. There's a picture of me and my dad. I was encouraged to do anything I was interested in, whether it was music, intellectual pursuits, athletic pursuits, and I think this is probably in large part to the fact that my mom is a feminist and raised me that way, and having a strong female role model helped a lot with me not really, it wasn't even so much that I was told a lot about the glass ceiling, it just didn't even exist in my reality. So I think that played a lot into becoming a musician and the way that I became a musician. Like I said, me and my brother were raised to be on very equal footing. Here's me doing karate with him. So it was never like, boys do this, girls do that. It was a very equal sort of household. And that kind of progressed to the type of friends that I made. I had a lot of friends that started early on getting into tech. This is a picture of me and my best friend, Mac, and he's a computer programmer, which didn't start becoming intimidated by things like technology, which actually ended up playing a huge role in composing and creating electronic music, and facilitated in me having a deeper level of comfort with sort of joining the boys club and not being intimidated by working with men, because music is kind of a boys club, especially electronic music, and so I never felt like, oh, I can't do that. And I think the thing that is told to me most by up-and-coming female producers is that they're intimidated by that. And that wasn't an issue for me. So when I first started to do solo music, I composed it all on my computer in my basement. And when I set out to perform it live, I'd always played in bands before, but I knew that that wasn't gonna be the right way to do it. So instinctually, I kind of knew that if there was another person on stage, particularly if that person was a man, most people would assume I didn't compose the beats or write the music myself. And that was more than I could bear. I could not bear that idea. So I got the software Ableton Live and taught myself how to do that and how to execute all of it live by myself. And oddly enough, you'd think that'd be enough evidence for people to assume that it is all me, but to this day I still have people that come up to me after a show and ask me who makes my beats. So obviously it's a dialogue that still continues to need to be had, and I've talked to male counterparts that do the same thing, and they say that they're not asked those things. But on a lighter note, I kind of wanted to discuss inspiration and forward thinking, because really I think that's the key to survival. Here's Carole King. She's one of my early songwriting inspirations. And I really think that inspiration is the key to evolutionary thought, which is the key to survival for everyone. And I don't know, I think, this is Missy Elliott, I think seeing outside of the current paradigm, seeing new examples of people playing different roles, men and women. I've had a number of people reach out to me seeing me do what I'm doing gave them inspiration to do what they want to do. And so really I think part of surviving is communicating, reaching out, creating a dialogue with both men and women to increase the availability of the concept of women in different roles. And I think obviously this is a microcosm in music, but I would say that that's probably true in every field. Earlier today I was asked in an interview actually to come full circle, your music isn't lyrically political, but do you feel that because of the way that you write and perform that you are inherently political? And I have to say yes. I think that wasn't really from the outset. Like I said, it was raised sort of in this bubble that it didn't even really occur to me at first. But as it's coming around to it, I think that it is, in fact, the reason that I am surviving. And I have to say that, I don't know, I'm just really grateful for my family and my friends and my community for supporting me. And I don't know, I think I'm very proud to represent a different type of role for women in the industry. And yeah, I guess thank you guys for listening to me. This is a new one on me, so.